God has placed the best things in life on the other side of terror. On the other side of your maximum fears are the best things in life. Now, I have been rereading the transcript to this Will Smith speech many times over and have watched him perform it just as many times. Not only that, I'm very interested in why such small and rather insignificant things can cause so much fear in us. And the reason that this is relevant today is because fear has such a strong grasp on everyone around us. And I believe that this speech and the ideas of fear presented within it hit even closer to home for us as college students. And so today I'm going to be reviewing this speech by Will Smith and applying it to the life of a college student. So back in December of 2016, Will Smith, in the middle of an interview, stood up from his chair and presented this speech in front of a live audience. And the way that he presented it was he told a story of something that had happened to him recently, but he put the audience into his shoes, making them the main character of the story. But the gist of the story is that he got drunk one night with some of his friends, and he promised them to go skydiving the next day. And after sobering up, after he got home, he realized what he had said, and he was immediately terrified. He was super terrified of that idea, and he didn't become any less scared until after he had jumped out of the plane the next day. It caused him to stay up all night. And he ends his speech by talking about how he wished that that fear hadn't eaten at him the way that it did, and that the event itself was incredibly fun, and he even took his kids again the next week. But he regrets so much how much that fear impacted him. Now that I've finished reviewing this speech by Will Smith, I'd like to apply it to the life of a college student. So in today's day and age, fear has impacted almost every section of society. And it is so prevalent in schools and in the classrooms that I can't remember the last time that someone outside of the smartest kid in class raised their hand to answer a question from the teacher. And it's because everyone is so afraid to be wrong. Even though in that situation, it is the most okay to be wrong because we're all in a position of learning. And yet, even so, people are too scared to answer the question. And so I hope that in the future, people are able to answer those questions from the teacher freely, instead of what we have now, where teachers will ask a question and they're met with a long, awkward silence. Now, I think that these fears that students have with the interactions they have with their teachers apply also to the interactions that students have with each other. I know some students are afraid to talk to other people because they're afraid they're going to get some sort of negative or hurtful response back from the other person, despite the fact that this has rarely happened to any one of us. So I hope that in the future, and especially even now, that students are able to interact with each other freely and in doing so, create new friendships. So I think that this speech and its ideas about fear show that fear shouldn't be the reason to stop someone from having a happy life or experiencing something new. Now, fear is always going to be around, and that's not something we can change, but if we do something now, we can create more open social interactions and greater communication in the future. So that is my review on this 2016 speech by Will Smith and the impact that fear has on people. And on the other side of your maximum fears are the best things in life, including new friendships and a greater college experience. Thank you.